Hey guys, it's Punzaway back with another video. Before I get into the overview of the deck, I just want to put out this quick message. Do not skip the gameplay part of this video. There are two games I play here that start off very badly for me, but I managed to turn things around in the most craziest impossible ways. I'm telling you, these games I play later on in the video are absolute bonkers. You guys should definitely stick around and check them out. But moving on, last time I play tested and reviewed Aggro Wall Knight. Now in my last video I mentioned I'd be showcasing my own original Green Shadow deck, and here it is, Rings Green Shadow. Now I already know that Rings Green Shadow is already a thing. However, the current list that people use is really bad. It's really unoptimized. So I'm here to give you guys a deck that can actually win you games. So right over here, we're going to get into the list. Oh yeah, by the way, you can see that there's also an amphibious version of the deck here. Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. Don't play this. Moving on to the real deck, however, and ta-da! I present a decent Tempo Rings Green Shadow deck. Now, let's get into the deck breakdown. So for this portion of the deck profile, I'll be going over each card featured in this deck list. Starting off, we're featuring Onion Rings. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm going to start off with the main star of the deck, and then I will go through the rest of the cards in the order they appear in the deck list, starting from top left. It's important to cover this card first because so much of our deck revolves around it. While our deck can function okay without the inclusion of this card, it's Onion Rings specifically that sells the idea of the deck. Onion Rings is a 5-sun 4/4 that sets the attack and health of the plants in your hand to 4/4. Now, this is kind of crazy because there are a lot of good targets for this ability in this deck. The idea when playing any deck with Onion Rings is to curve out until turn 5, build up a sizable hand with targets you want to buff, and then play Onion Rings to strengthen your turn 6 and onward plays. Because this strategy works so well, despite it seeming slow at first glance, it is important that you make getting Onion Rings in your opening hand so that you can get that sweet turn 5 power spike by playing this card. Now, moving onward, Bonk Choi is a 1-sun 2/1 with the effect of gaining 1 strength the turn you play it. This card is very good. The way you want to use this card is to answer any 1-drop zombie your opponent plays. The 1 attack boost makes this card a 3/1, which you can trade into almost any 1 or 2-drop zombie. It's very good for tempo, very good for board control. We run 4 copies. Now, next on our list is Lima Pleurodon. This is a 1-sun 2/2 with a lot of effects. First, it has Amphibious, so it fulfills our sort of deck requirement for a viable water lane play. The second effect reads Dino Roar. Shuffle a Magic Beanstalk into your deck. The Magic Beanstalk, by the way, is a 1-sun 4/4 that draws a card when played. The reason why we have this card in this deck is it simply increases our chance of curving out perfectly in the games that we play. 2 copies of this card, in particular, in addition to 4 copies of the Bonk Choi we have in this deck, will make it so that you can more or less expect to have a 1-cost play in your hand in most of the games you play. Umbrella Leaf. Now, this is the card that separates this deck from other Green Shadow deck lists. Umbrella Leaf is a 1-sun 1-health card with no attack and team up that gives the plants played adjacent to it untrickable, which means that they are unaffected by the zombie player's tricks. Now, if you've played the most popular Rings deck, which is Chompzilla Rings Tempo, you know that the reason why that deck is so powerful is because of Lil Buddy, which is a 0-sun card that provides immense value when buffed by Onion Rings. Though Green Shadow does not have access to Lil Buddy, it has a consolation prize in the form of Umbrella Leaf, which is absolutely deadly when buffed. A 1-sun 4/4 that gives your nearby plants untrickable is a really good card. The ability alone makes it kind of worth running, to the point where playing this card without the Onion Rings buff is actually kind of acceptable, since it can wall out your opponent's tricks. We run 4 copies, and the general strategy with this card in particular is to try to keep it in your hand if you can buff it later, but play it if you must secure the board or some sort of lethal state. Now, moving on, let's get into the 2 drops of the deck. Black-Eyed Pea is a 2 Sun 2/3 with the ability that it gains +1/+1 when the zombie player plays a trick. 2 Sun 2/3 is decent stats, and Black-Eyed Pea's ability to gain more stats makes it very good. A solid 2-drop that can be considered in most tempo decks, and because of this we run 4 copies. Rotobaga is our smarty 2 Sun 2/1 with Amphibious that reads, this attacks both lanes next door instead of this lane. So this card is very good. If left uncontested, it can deal 4 damage very easily, split between 2 targets. Because it doesn't attack the zombies directly in front of it, you can play this card next door to a zombie and then gain a favorable trade without risking Rotobaga's health. Another great thing about this card is that it is also a good Onion Rings target, as a 2 Sun 4/4 that can deal 8 damage is exceptional. This card also synergizes well with Grow Shroom, which can aid its survivability and add extra damage. One weakness of this card that balances a lot of these upsides, however, is the fact that it only has 1 health. Because of this, Rotobaga is very susceptible to a bunch of tricks. You generally want to play this card when you know the zombie player has no brains to answer it with tricks, and so, playing it on curve can be risky. It's better to use another 2 Sun card and save this card later for more efficient tempo plays. Sweet Pea is a 2 Sun 2/3 that moves a zombie to a lane that it is in. This card is very good, both in the early and in the late game. In the early game, you can disrupt the position of your opponent's zombie so that you can make better trades with Sweet Pea. In the late game, this card really shines. A common thing that will happen in the late game is that the zombie player may try to delay your win condition by blocking your plans with zombies. You can get around this by using Sweet Pea to open up a lane so that you can burst your opponent down. This is a very effective strategy that works a lot when you're running out of steam and trying to close out the game. Sweet Pea is so good that we run 4 copies of it. Now, as a side note, I am going to address a question that some of you guys may be asking. Why not run several copies of Split Pea? Split Pea is a decent 2 Sun 4/1 that has a slightly negative effect of dealing 1 damage to your hero every time it attacks. Because Split Pea has 4 attack, it can trade very well into a lot of things, and can also serve as an aggro option when necessary. Split Pea is a staple in a lot of tempo decks, so why not play this card in this particular deck? Well, after testing this deck for a little bit, I've come to the conclusion that Split Pea actually isn't necessary for this deck. The role of Split Pea as a great tempo card with the versatility of floating into aggro playstyle is already achieved with the 4 copies of Rotobaga in the deck. I argue that Rotobaga is actually more useful since you can be more efficient with your trades with Rotobaga, and Rotobaga also reaps more value when buffed by Onion Rings. Rotobaga is flexible in the early and late game. Split Pea, on the other hand, gets strictly worse the longer a game drags on. Now, this argument actually does not prevent us from playing more copies of Split Pea, and we'd still run copies of Split Pea if we want, since we can run both. However, the problem with adding in copies of Split Pea is, in addition to our solid 4-card core of Rotobagas, is simple. If we add Split Pea, we would have too many cards with 1 health. From my experience playing ladder, a card having 1 health is a very, very bad drawback. There are a lot of tricks and strategies zombie players can use, like Fire Rooster or Nibble, that can make 1 health cards especially bad in the game. This is why we're not going to run any more copies of Split Pea. However, if you like, you can sub out some 2 Sun cards for copies of Split Pea. Just know the risks before you try adding it to this deck. Grow Shroom. Moving on to the 3-cost cards, we have Grow Shroom. Grow Shroom is a 3 Sun 2/1 that gives another plant +2/+2 when played. This is a staple in almost every tempo deck that has the Mega Grow class, so seeing this here shouldn't be unexpected. You run 4 copies, of course. This card is well-rounded, has synergy with cards in the deck, and is great when buffed by Onion Rings. Sporticus is a 3 Sun 3/3 that deals 2 damage to the zombie player whenever they play a trick. Now, some people may be confused with the inclusion of Sporticus in this deck. Usually in a tempo deck in a Smarty class, you want to run Cool Bean instead. However, in my experience, there is almost no difference between the two. Cool Bean has a nice effect that it freezes gravestones, which is great for tempo, but not always guaranteed. In contrast, Sporticus is slightly worse for initial tempo, but because its effect is reoccurring, it can pay off in the long run. Plus, Sporticus is great removal bait, and its effect synergizes very well with the general Green Shadow strategy. Now, Green Shadow plays a little different from other heroes, because Green Shadow has access to the superpower trick Precision Blast, which deals 5 damage in the middle lane for 1 sun. Green Shadow strategies are geared toward burst damage to work around the superpower. Having Sporticus in the deck furthers that game plan, making it more feasible to put more pressure on the opponent in the late game. We run 4 copies of this, though it's perfectly fine to run 4 copies of Cool Bean, or even a mix of both instead, since I'd say they're slightly on the same power level. Bananasaurus Rex is a fantastic card that is used universally in all Mega Grow decks. Bananasaurus Rex is a force on 3/3 with double strike that reads Dino Roar. This gets +1/+1. This card is solid when played, can accumulate value if left untouched, can grow into a threat and become a game ender, and is also a decent Onion Rings buff target, despite the buff only giving it 1 more attack and health. Snapdragon is another great card used in almost every Smarty deck. It is a 4 Sun 3/3 that deals 3 splash damage to zombies next door whenever it attacks. The effect is very powerful. However, it may surprise you that we are only going to run 3 copies of both this and Bananasaurus Rex, despite these cards being S tier. So what gives? Well, one reason why we don't just run 4 copies of each card is because it'll make our deck too top heavy. What I mean by that is that the main goal of any tempo deck, and this one in particular, is to curve out as well as possible. While it is very possible to do that running 4 copies of Bananasaurus Rex and Snapdragon, we need to increase our odds as much as possible, so that we can reliably curve out well in as many games as possible. Another reason not to run 4 copies of each card is because of Onion Rings, a card that works best on lower cost, lower stat targets with great potential 1 buff. Bananasaurus Rex and Snapdragon are not ideal buff targets for Onion Rings, and will sometimes reduce the amount of potential plays you can make if you get too many of either one of them in your hand. Therefore, we run 3 of each. So now that we've reviewed our cards, let's discuss strategy. For the mulligan, you generally want one of 2 things. The first is to build that perfect curve, and the second is to get Onion Rings. Number 1 should out-prioritize number 2, but if you get an Onion Rings in your starting hand, keep it always unless you have another Onion Rings. What building the curve means is to ensure that you have a potential turn 1 play, a turn 2 play, and sometimes if you can, a turn 3 play in your starting hand. You want to be as efficient as possible with your turns, else you lose tempo and control of the game very easily. Now there is a caveat to all this. Don't keep Umbrella Leaf in your starting hand, unless you already have Onion Rings in a well-established curve. Umbrella Leaf should be mulliganed 90% of the time to increase your chances of curving out, since playing Umbrella Leaf is not a good turn 1 play and is not a good curve play. Umbrella Leaf accumulates value in the late game, where Trick's protection is much more important for establishing the board. After ensuring a good curve, you should hunt for Onion Rings so that you can get that turn 5 power spike we mentioned earlier. During the game, we want to make efficient plays during each turn. Ideally, we curve out in turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, play Onion Rings on turn 5, make a tempo recovery on turn 6 with a bunch of buffed 4/4s, and win the game from there. A side note I want to bring up is the matter of positioning during gameplay. Due to this deck featuring cards like Rutabaga and Snapdragon, there are some special considerations when it comes to placement of your cards in the field. Generally, it's best to, when you're starting out each game, to place your cards in the middle and side lanes, and to leave those 2 second and fourth lanes for the Rutabagas and Snapdragons. Also, you want to play your cards to the right of where you want to be playing your Rutabagas and Snapdragons. The reason for this is because Rutabaga and Snapdragon are most effective in the lanes where they can hit adjacent zombies. You don't want to play them in the side where, especially on heights, where they can only damage 2 lanes or just 1 lane in the case of Rutabaga. and you want to place the so that in places where you can hit targets effectively, and you can also protect your own cards. So while you're playing this deck, you gotta always be thinking about positioning. Even if you don't have Rotobaga or Snapdragon in your hand, you gotta be thinking like, maybe I will draw into them, and maybe these cards can, sort of like save my tempo plays. So, you gotta be really conscious about where you place your cards. All right, so we're about to get into our 5 games here. Now, last video I know I did 10 games, but we're gonna shorten it down to 5 because last video was a bit too long, and then we'll do the deck review right after. So let's get into our first game. All right, against Z-Mech. Hey, Bok Choy, Torkis. Smoking this way. This is fine. Yeah, we're gonna answer the con man. So it looks like we're up against Zumek here, which is going to be super tough for us. Untrickable, Professional, Jurassic Fossil Head. I'm going to move this here. Yeah, so he definitely is playing Zumek. Alright, rings. Nice. And I guess we'll just play this in the middle lane. He didn't do... Yeah, he didn't really do... okay. Oh, shoot. He got us there. That's okay, though. And the black hole, that's super annoying. Yeah, we'll just play this here. Okay, that's interesting. I don't really... I don't see that in Z. Yeah, just gonna buff our Dino. 1, 2... Both 3 blocks. Super unlucky there. This is an interesting card. We might be able to make it work. Actually, let's go ahead and play it, I think. Should we? Yeah, I think whenever a plant is hurt and survives, transform it into a random plant. No. We gotta buff using rings here. No time to waste. Yeah, this can... Most of the time this will turn into... I suspect this will turn into something less than useful. Zombie gets +3, fine. You can do that, yeah. Snow, I'm way ahead on the board. And my Bananasaurus is putting pressure. Kitchen Sink Zombie. Frenzy, Armored Anti-Hero 3. How much armored is it? Armored 1. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we just win here, right? Yeah, there's no way we lose. I guess we'll just freeze this first. Other onion rings. Yeah, there's no way we lose here, so yeah, we just YOLO a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, that goes there. I keep forgetting about the black hole effect. Yeah, we win. First game, GG. 1 up. So we're 1-0. And now we're on to the second game. This one's against Super Brains. Kind of a hard matchup. We don't want to see that. We have another Sweet Pea. Nice. Rotobaga will be a lot useful later. Okay, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a disconnect. Okay, we're not going to count that. Yeah, let's just get into our second match. For real, this time maybe, hopefully. Okay, against Professor Brainstorm. Okay, so we don't want to snap track. Okay, this is nice. Yeah, Bananasaurus Rex. A little too top heavy. We already have one drop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I'll just play this. Okay, he's gonna bungee plumber that. Good to get that bungee plumber out before I play my Rotobaga here, or I can play the Black Eyed Pea. I think Black Eyed Pea is better. Next turn we're gonna play. We can probably play this here. Depends on what he does here though. He has not used the superpower trick yet. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright. Just get to deal 3 damage to him. 3 block. Okay. Okay, and then Sporticus. There we go. He's playing Tricks. Maybe he's playing Trickster? No. Alright, go ahead, draw 2. That'll buff my guy. Take 2 damage. You're gonna take 2 damage again. Okay. I was hoping it'd fill up my block meter a bit better there. Okay, nice. Nice. And then... Yeah, wait, what is he doing? That just kills his own... God, yeah, it just makes it easier for my Sporticus to trade into it. Not sure what he was thinking there. Oh, right, we're still on 4 Sun. I forgot about that. I saw his 5 brains. I got a little too excited, I guess. Okay, this is... Okay, bonus attack. That's interesting. Yeah, steal with the Sporticus, yeah. Play the onion rings there. Oh, okay, we'll try to answer that. 2 tricksters. And that, okay. Oh, we'll just answer this one. He might end up like drawing 2 cards here. Yeah. Okay, I called it. Alright, cool. We still have better card advantage. More card advantage. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna win here. Especially since we have this and the Rotobaga combo. This will be... Yeah, he's gonna block the Rotobaga attack anyways. This is just better to do. Destroy a plant that has 4 or more. That's getting really old. Okay, 4. Oh, we're really close to just closing out the game. Here. Make random zombie that costs 1. That costs 2 or less. Okay, fine. That's +1 when a zombie is revealed from a grave. Okay, fine. Just play this here. Play that. Then we'll save this to burst him down. Potentially. Yeah, this guy is pretty annoying. Are you drawing 2 more cards? That's more like a 3, draw 3 there. Do 2 damage to each plant. Okay, fine. Alright. Okay, Trickster. Blocks only once. Wow. Super annoying, but I think we just win here since he doesn't have enough brains to play anything. So we'll just move this to this lane. Buff it. Then just attack for 5 damage and we win. I actually lost count. Are we on game 2 or 3? Yeah, you just lost. So yeah, that's a win. Yeah, just BM. Nice. That is our win, and okay, I guess that was game 3. I think this is game 4. I actually lost count. Okay, 1, 2. Already have a 3 drop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna play our 1 drop here. Yeah, that's a really good superpower. It's, well, I mean, it's really good when you play on turn 1. Okay, another 4 drop. Dr. Spacetime. Oh, 2 of them. That's actually really, really annoying. Thankfully, we can deal with them. Lands get -1 when a plant is played. Move it there. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is it's super annoying. Yeah, we're just gonna play this here. Let's just save this for later. But he has such high value cards. Oh man. Those are gonna cost 0. And he blocks there. I think we might have just, yeah, we might have just lost this purely based. Yeah, this guy got the dream. And like, congrats to him, I guess. Yeah. I think we definitely just lost. Yeah, anything we play here next turn is just going to be affected by that black hole again. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any hope here. Just got oh my, another space time. Oh my god. Why? Why? You know, just. Yeah, there isn't really anything. Conjure again. With 3 space times on field. Now it's just the cards he conjures cost 3 less now. Okay. Yeah, let's just freeze that. And there really isn't any point. Yeah, and then he gets to play his superpower here. Super busted. Okay, at least we got this. This sort of eases the pain here. That card. Are you kidding me? I wonder what that great. At the end of the turn, all Gargantuars hide in gravestones. He oh damn. Okay, he didn't have anything there. Wait, we might actually win this. It's kind of crazy because yeah, okay, he 1 block there. He got, well, for once he got unlucky. Okay, 2. Nice. Nice. And then we can protect with the Umbrella Leaf next turn. Okay, conjured by Dr. Space Time. We can just bounce that. Bounce. Please. Okay, fine. Yeah, we can just play this and then. Oh right, that move's there. I guess that was kind of a misplay. Yeah, let's just prevent him from playing any tricks. Oh, right. That was terrible, to say the least. Zombies here get +1/+1 plus frenzy. I'll just keep that. There still is a chance that we can win. Squeeze out. We can barely, just barely squeeze out a win here. There still is hope. It looks really freaking bleak right now, though. Yeah, we can definitely take this back somehow. Yeah, and the way we do that is by doing this. I wonder what that grave would be. We're gonna have to do this somewhere. Let's just do it here since he can just be able to nibble that or something. We have to win this turn, I think. Can't play a zombie. I think we win. There's no way we win this. Wait. Do we win? We win. Oh, God. I was so ready to concede at the beginning. Oh, my God. He got super unlucky. I mean, he got super lucky, but I think our skill won in the end. Yeah, it was our skill. That was crazy. He had like 3 Dr. Space times there. Every card he conjured costed like 3 less. I guess he got unlucky in the cards he conjured. Okay, so rings. We got rings. No need to worry about rings. Yeah. Okay, nice. We need 2-drop though. 2-drop, nice. Okay, we're gonna play this there. Yep. Okay, that's just annoying. Yeah, and oh, he ends up with 2 brains. That's kind of crazy, actually. Assuming he just plays a mustache next turn, let's just do this. He still has 2 brains for a trick. All zombies get deadly. Yeah, it's so lucky. Yeah, I think just like the last game, this guy just has got a really lucky start here. There really isn't anything I can do, but we're still gonna play. It's just like, because if last game showed us anything, it's that this is a winnable. We can still win here. I think this is definitely winnable. We're actually gonna play this in front. All pirates have strike through. That has a mustache. Oh God. Yeah, I'm not so sure anymore. You get +1 for the rest. This is the Bad Rune Rising deck, isn't it? Hopefully, yeah, we block here. Get something nice. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just play. Oh, wait, might have been a mistake. Yeah, because he just gets 2 more brains next. Oh my God. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, this guy's super lucky. This card's broken. Just one. It's one brain. When you play mustache, it gets +1 health, and you get. That's just way too much value. Honestly, dude, what the heck? Yeah, oh, another mustache. That counts as another mustache. Ridiculous. Oh, those guys have like 7 health now. Oh my God. We do have to play this. Yeah, and then what comes next is just, I guess we play this here. Yeah, we're just gonna have to let him block again. Yeah. He might just be able to remove that. No. Okay. Okay, block again. Okay, this is great. Yeah. Oh, nice. We got the umbrella leaf. still has, like, every time he plays a card, he just gets 2 brains back. That's kind of broken. Yeah, we'll just play this here. You know. When revealed, this has a mustache too, again. My soul is leaving my body. Okay. Alright. I think the upside is that we've been getting pretty lucky with the blocks. He blocked once, like twice that time. Just super unlucky. We're gonna have to play this here. This here. This here. You know, we're just gonna go. Oh, we gotta win this turn. It's. Yeah, it's either we win this turn or we lose, I think. So. Yeah. Bad Moon Rising, maybe? What the heck, a Copter Imp? Why would you play that? Okay, block. But I don't know if his superpower will help here. Move a zombie, then it does his bonus attack. Luckily, he can't kill us here. And we win. Oh my god. That's kind of crazy. We won another game where it all kind of seemed kind of hopeless, honestly. Oh god, I think that's 5 games actually. I haven't been. I actually wasn't keeping count. Usually I mark it off here, but I kind of lost my pen. So wait, I'll just stop this video and then yeah, I'll come back and check right if this is really 5 games. Okay, so apparently that wasn't. That was technically 5 games if you count that one disconnect. I'm not going to do that though. So, yeah, okay, so yeah, back at 59 stars. And let's go. Alright, last game. I have to say, those other games were super crazy. I couldn't believe, I can't actually believe I won those games. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to keep that. We are going to keep that perfect curve. Hopefully we do draw rings. Yeah, I think I'm in shock that those last 2 games, the one with the Conjure deck. Okay, he's gonna nibble there. Yeah, those last 2 games, the Conjure deck and okay, Spartacus is nice. We're gonna put this in front of the grave. Yeah, he is gonna be Sumo Wrestler. Yeah. So that way you can have a better trade next turn by playing this here. Nice, another Spartacus. That's not worth it. He still has his superpower trick, so he might be able to smash this, which really doesn't matter. I can definitely live with that. Smash this hero is definitely the worst matchup for this deck. Oh yeah, you got to deal with hardy cards like that. Broken, absolutely broken. It's actually broken treats, and then. Yeah, you just we're not gonna play this here. We're gonna play this, buff it, and put some pressure on him. Put some tricks pressure on him. So now this is okay, going viral. Interesting, and then does 2 damage. He probably blocks here. Yep. Heal your hero for 6. Okay, fine. You play that, and then I do another 2 damage. Zombie gets +2/+2. Yeah, that's the superpower. Okay, yeah, we found it. Hopefully we block here. Nice! Super lucky. Actually worth it to bounce here. Yep, that bounce is the right one. Okay, super lucky. We just got super, super lucky there. A little worried about this one, though. Yeah, crap. Alright, I think we're just gonna... The way this is it sports? Yeah, it's sports. That's actually kind of... That limits our options a little bit. But I think we're gonna end up doing this. And then the reason why I'm gonna do that is because I think with this 6-1 in the lane, I really can't answer that really well. So it's just gonna come down to me, either one of us like bursting each other down. Yeah, like that. Yeah, this is definitely yeah, we're not gonna play the onion rings. That's too slow. Or should we? No, we shouldn't. No, wait. No, just in case it one blocks here. I think this is actually a decent play. Because he is at exactly 4 health, and of course there is a chance that he just outright wins here, which is not ideal. Lands here get -1/-1, fine. Destroy a plant with 2 or less, okay, fine. Zombie gets... Okay, so we do have to win here. Gotta pray. We just lost. No, we just won. Another crazy game. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was just we just relied on bursting, and we got to 60 stars, which is great. That is absolutely fine with me. So yeah, that's our last game. So in total, we went 5-0 with this deck. Super crazy. Yeah, we had some crazy, absolutely bonkers games here. Like, I'm in shock. Like at least like 2 of those games I thought were unwinnable. Right, I was like ready to concede at the beginning, but managed to pull through. It's absolutely crazy. So now let's get on to the deck review then. Okay, so now that we've got a little taste of what the deck can do, it's time to review it. I'll be ranking it on 3 different categories: consistency, power, and defense. Now for consistency, I will give this deck a 4.5 out of 5. In 4 of the 5 games we played with this deck, we were able to plan out a perfect curve of 1, 2, 3, 4 cost cards in our opening hand. In the other game, we had another great curve plan with onion rings instead of a 4 cost card. So it's safe to say that this deck is very consistent with its mulligan. The deck is almost always consistent, however, it loses 0.5 points because Umbrella Leaf exists within the deck. In the late game, drawing Umbrella Leaf, or really any other 1 cost card without onion rings in your hand, is a death sentence. Now, in the games we played, this doesn't really disrupt our game plans, but in more control-oriented games, you can expect this deck's consistency to slightly falter a little bit. For power, I will give this deck another 4.5 out of 5. This deck is very powerful in the early turns and in turns 6 and beyond with the help of onion rings. This deck is almost perfect in its damage output, except when you lose a little bit of tempo by pulling onion rings on turn 5. Overall, this deck is capable of dealing a respectable amount of damage throughout the game, with only a turn of slight tempo loss. For defense, which is the ability to recover from falling behind, but also entails the general ability to defend, I will have to give this deck a 4 out of 5. This deck is great when you're ahead and puts up a great fight. In 2 of the games we played, we made major comebacks because of onion rings. However, one problem with this deck is that sometimes it loses board control and health easily in the early game, like what we saw in games 3 to 5 here. Also, part of this deck's game plan relies on you drawing onion rings, and if you don't draw onion rings, then your defense falters a little bit. Though it can make great comebacks, the deck is very susceptible to losing, and so the games we win are those when we are at death's door. If any of our opponents answered our lethal win conditions with tricks in games 3 to 5, we would have easily lost. Despite that some games can result in this deck hanging onto a cliff, the deck overall is very good at recovering on turn 6 and outputs a good curve throughout the game. Now, after going through all these things, I am going to give Tempo Rings Green Shadow a final ranking of 8.5 out of 10. This is a solid deck that can deal a lot of damage and can recover games that are seemingly lost. The main advantage of this deck is that it is very versatile. It can float into a more aggressive playstyle with cards like Rutabaga and Growshroom, or it can play defense with cards like Onion Rings and Umbrella Leaf. This deck is fantastic for ranked and is one of the better Green Shadow decks out there. And that's going to be it for this video. Next time I will be featuring a Control Citron deck. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, click that bell for notifications, and leave a like. Comment below for some suggestions on decks to cover in future videos, and yeah. This is Punzaway signing off for now.